Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. I am Jen Blumenthal. I am the founder of Intuition School, where I teach women how to use their intuition and their creativity and clean up their energy. That's a huge part of what we do in order to develop their spiritual gifts so that they can heal themselves and help others. Energy matters. Energy matters. Your energy signature that you are broadcasting out into the ethers matters. So coming together in the daily ground, that's what I'm calling this. Hey Jennifer, coming together in the daily ground just for a few minutes so we can ground ourselves and come back to center is the way we combat that. We don't let our energy signature that we're sending out be a low vibration and be spreading fear. We call back our power, we call back our resources, we come back to ourselves. We plant our roots deeply in the ground, in the earth, so that we are held and supported, and that way we can make it through anything. When your roots are planted deeply enough, you sway in the wind, but you can weather any storm. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to share this. I don't have the link right now, but Dr. Gupta, I think, on CNN interviewed Dr. Deepak Chopra and asked how does he cope and how does he recommend coping during times like this when there's so much stress out in the world. And it's really great. He talks about his intentions that he sets in the morning and the way he starts his day with silence and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to share that. So look for that. It's great to hear what somebody like Deepak Chopra is doing and being able to use the tools that he is also sharing and that we are practicing around the world. Okay? So, yesterday I wanted to pull a card. I did 2 live videos yesterday. I pulled a card. My question was, what do my people need right now through this? And I pulled a card, and I did not put it away because I kept forgetting to share it. But today I wanted to share it because I think it's important. This is what I pulled yesterday. Number 21, resilience. Look at the weight that's on her back, and she's still going, right? This is number 21. 21 is a 3 energy. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 is about creativity, celebration, collaboration. So it's like we have to work together on this and keep the vibration high so that what we're sharing is healing energy and not another kind of energy, not illness kind of energy, or not, I don't know, what would the word that? So, but what we're sharing is healing energy, high vibration healing energy. That's what happens as we're doing these practices and coming home to ourselves. And I just want to tell you what this says in the book because it's perfect. Making mistakes builds resilience. I have learnt my lessons from the mistakes I've made. I stand strong. I am an adult and I act with self-responsibility. I'm strong and resilient. So, if you're just joining, hey Carol, I asked what my people needed yesterday and I pulled this card and I kept forgetting to share it on all the videos I did yesterday, so I wanted to share it today. But resilience is the ability to bounce back. It's the ability to say, okay, here's where I am, here's what's happened, here's what I've done, here's the mistake that I made. Whatever, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. It's not going the way I want it to go, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I am strong and I can call up the next level and try again. So resilience is so important in this time. Like we're being bombarded with all of these crazy things happening in the world. And at the same time, we're not immune to, like the weather things that are happening and the other stuff going on in the world. So we need that resilience. We need to be able to shake it off and bounce back and say, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let this stop me. Because let me tell you this, when the weight gets to you and you collapse under what's going on, that's when we get into victim mode. That's when we say, oh, I can't handle this. Why is this happening to me? And that is not the vibration that we want to send out. We want to call back our power and say, I've got this. I've got this. I'm going to just keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try again. I'm going to help in the ways that I can. I'm going to show up for myself, for my family, for others. I'm going to do whatever I can to keep going and keep growing and working on thriving, even when it seems like that's impossible. Because nothing is impossible. The word says, I'm possible, right? Have you heard that before? Impossible is really I'm possible. So keep that in mind. Keep the resilience in mind. Now, that's not to say that if you're feeling emotions, if you're feeling, scared or upset or whatever, that you don't work with those, that you don't acknowledge your emotions. We want to let our emotions come through us and be processed through us, and we want to feel those things. We don't want to just push them away and ignore them, but we don't want to collapse and get stuck in them. We want to give them a way to move through our body, and then we say, okay, I'm back. I'm ready. Let's move forward. Let's take what we have and make it better. Let's make the best of what we have. And that's what we're doing right now, because we're in this time and space of the unknown all over the world. And we're going, what do we do now? And you are seeing people innovate and take their businesses online when they were not online business. I got an email from the yoga studio, like, classes are now online. Here you go. We start tomorrow. Meditation, yoga, whatever it is. And you see a lot of businesses jumping up and doing that. That's resilience. That's saying, okay, we've got to pivot. Let's go with it. What can we do with this? What is this opportunity for us, and how can we use this to our advantage to keep going? Okay, so that's what I want you to take away from this today. And let's do a little grounding. So if you can get yourself to a place where you can have your hands and feet uncrossed. So I took a class one time, an energy healing class, and it was called Energy. And we did a demonstration of how your energy gets small when you have things crossed. And so we tested this on each other. So when your arms and your legs are uncrossed, you're completely open. If you use your hand and you feel someone's energy fields, they're way outside of their body. It's really cool. Like, you can feel somebody's energy 15 or 20 feet away from them. If you even just stand like this, so she had somebody just stand with their hands crossed, your energy field comes way into your body. So even this is, number one, a protection measure. It's like a self-protection, like I don't want somebody in my space, so I'm going to shrink my energy. But it's also a way that closes you off from being open to the energy that you want to come in, that you're closing down your field. So just keep that in mind. So whenever you're working on yourself in any way, when you're doing your grounding, you want to be uncrossed so that you are fully available and your energy fields are flowing and moving. Okay? So every day that we start this, we are cutting our cords. So one of the ways you can do that is cut all the cords from around you. Just cut them. Cut them around legs, arms, your whole body, cutting them all. And let's gather the cords together. We want to be intentional about the energy we're working with. Imagine there's a 50-foot hole next to you. Say hole, throw those cords in the hole, cover it up. And that means we're not just taking those cords that we just cut off of ourselves and scattering them back out into the environment around us. Send them down into the earth. The earth can transmute them into beautiful, useful energy. Okay? So cut your cords. You can cut your cords 100 times a day. It does not hurt anything to cut your cords. It just gives you a reset of your own energy. It calls your energy back to you and says, okay, let me just start over. Let me just have a redo here. And you can start again. Okay? So what I want you to do today is just to close your eyes. This is one of my favorite little grounding, centering visualizations that I do. Just focus on your breath for just a minute. We're just going to get tuned in. And focusing on your breath means that you tune in. What does your breath feel like as it's moving in and out of your nose or your mouth and your throat? What does that feel like? Tune into that. And can you hear your breath? What does it sound like as you're breathing? And how is your body responding to your breath? So as you inhale, your chest, your belly may rise. As and you feel pressure building up inside of your, abdominal cavity or your lungs. And then as you exhale, it feels like a release. Your body shrinks, it contracts, it goes back to being unexpanded. So it's expansion, expansion, contraction. Feel what that feels like. And this is why even just focusing on your breath can give you a reset. It can be its own meditation. And it calms the nervous system. It will regulate your breathing when you focus on it. It will calm your heart, all sorts of things. Calm your mind. And just being in tune with yourself. And then I want you to imagine that as we go about our daily life, we leave little bits of our energy places if we're not aware of what we're doing. If you're watching a lot of news or if you're seeing a lot of what's going on in the world, if you're feeling anxious, we leave parts of ourselves scattered. We leave our energy fields open. We leave them kind of scattered around us so that we have our resources with us. So what I like to do in this case is call my parts back home. So you're just going to imagine inviting all of those parts of you back home to yourself. And let yourself see what that looks like. Let yourself feel what it feels like, what it sounds like. Imagine what's happening. So you might, see little shooting stars coming back and taking place around your body. It might be like puzzle pieces clicking into place, returning you to a full picture. It could be, you just see smoke kind of swirling around that starts to come back in and starts to take the shape of your body. It can be whatever it is. So how do you see it? Call your parts back home and experience them with as many of your senses as you can coming back in. And from all different directions. Let yourself just get plugged back in, put back together. And notice what that feels like, and notice how your body starts to calm as we allow this to happen, as we're open to this. And notice how it starts to kind of slow down when you get done. So let yourself bring that to a place of completion, and you can open your eyes when you're ready. And just enjoy that feeling. Enjoy being back in your body, having your energy fields together. And if you would like to add to this, we did this the other day, but just kind of smooth out your aura. So you've called all those parts back home, and it's like smoothing ruffled feathers. Smooth it out. Just smooth it out. Smoothing yourself, calming yourself. So that's it. So enjoy that. Use that as much as you would like when you feel yourself scattered and you can't focus and, things are going on around you that are crazy. Just call your parts back home and just take a minute to see that coming back in and happening, and bring yourself back together, and then go on about your day and cut your cords. Okay? Sending you lots of love. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 12 for our next The Daily Ground session. And I'm wishing you lots of happiness and love today. Bye.